Whether you're a tourist or an expat, navigating the German transport system can be daunting at first. But don't worry, I'm here to break it down for you and make your journey as smooth as possible. In this video, I'll tell you the distinction in the transport systems. We'll look at the ticketing system as well, which is the purchasing and validating of your tickets. And I'll also give you tips for using public transport here in Germany. My name is Ogena, and I help internationals navigate and settle into life in Germany. Public transportation in Germany is known for its efficiency and robust network. Punctuality, however, is a different story. But to be fair, everything is generally punctual, except in some cases where there could be some delays, especially with the trains. Those delays could be from a few minutes to ridiculously late. But yeah, nothing is perfect. In any case, the network encompasses various modes of transport, from trains to buses, trams, S-Bahns, U-Bahns. All of this together provides a very extensive coverage for both urban and rural areas. Now let's get an overview, starting with the trains. We have long distance trains such as the Intercity Express, which you will see as ICE. You have the Intercity, that's IC. You have Eurocity, that is EC. And ICE trains are high-speed trains offering the fastest travel time. Then we have regional trains, which are the Regional Express, that's RE, Regional Bahn, that's RB, and then we have S-Bahns, which are suburban trains. They serve shorter routes within the region and connect smaller towns to bigger cities. Then we have U-Bahns, which are the underground trains. These are generally found in bigger cities. So let's say Munich, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Stuttgart, generally bigger cities. The U-Bahn is a rapid train system, and they run underground in the city centers, and they go above in like really less dense areas. So even though they are essentially underground trains, sometimes they go above ground as well. There are also trams, what is known here as Straßenbahn. Trams operate on tracks shared with normal road traffic. Now, when I first my first time in Stuttgart, which was my first experience with a Straßenbahn, I was using Google Map at the time to find my way around, and I got to the point where I needed to cross. I needed to cross the tram. I was dumbfounded. I was looking at it like, how am I supposed to cross here? So I just went there a bit, to just observe, see what everyone was doing. And then I noticed that, of course, there was a traffic light that controls just the same way you have for a pedestrian traffic. So when it's on green, of course, everyone cross. I say, oh, okay. And then I cross. It's super interesting. Anyway, I now live in Hamburg, and in Hamburg, there are no trams. I think I miss using the trams, but anyway, it's not so much of a big deal. Then we have suspension railways. While this is not common, in the city of Wuppertal, the Schwebebahn, which is the suspension railway, has been a major part of the transport system there for over 122 years. Now, while I was living in Wuppertal, I really, really loved taking the Schwebebahn. It was always, for me, an exciting experience to always take it. Now, I've lived in so many cities, now that I think about it. I've been in Germany for almost 5 years. Next month will make it 5 years in Germany, and I've lived in 5 cities. I've lived in Wismar, in Koblenz, in Stuttgart, in Wuppertal, and now I live in Hamburg. So yeah, I've been all over the place. Anywho, another city with the Schwebebahn is Düsseldorf. So there's a Schwebebahn, a suspension train that connects the Düsseldorf airport to the city center. Extensive bus network serves both rural and urban areas. Now in the cities, the buses complement the trains, trams, S-Bahn, U-Bahns, and all those things. But in the rural areas, most often than not, the buses seem to be the main mode of transportation. Next, ferries. Now, in cities like Hamburg, for example, ferries form a huge part of the transport system, especially in areas with significant waterways. For the sake of this video, we'll focus on trains and buses. Now, before we go on, it's important to clarify an important distinction, and that's the difference between local and national transportation. Local transportation is managed by a regional association. Now, this includes buses, trams, S-Bahns, and U-Bahns. Each region has its own app, its own ticketing system, and all of that. So it's really, really, really regional in its operation. Now, even within these regions, some cities still have their own local transportation inside the local transportation in Germany. Everything is always complicated. For example, in NRV, the Transport Association in Wuppertal is not the same thing as the Transport Association in Köln or in Düsseldorf, So even those smaller associations within the regional associations, they still have their own apps, their own ticketing system, their own, everything separate. Welcome to Germany, the country of complexities. Then we have the national transportation, which is primarily managed by Deutsche-Bahn. Now this includes long distance trains, which would be the fast trains, ICE, IC, and the rest of them, as well as regional trains, so RE, RB, and trains like that. Germany uses a zone-based fare system, especially in big cities. So this means when you look at the map of the city that you're in, that you want to get a ticket in, for example, you would see that there are different zones. You have zone A, B, C, or however it is that it is in that city. Now tickets can be bought based on this zoning. So you can get ticket that only gives you access to one zone, to multiple zones, to maybe just 2 zones, depending on where you stay or where you are visiting. These tickets can be purchased for single journeys, multiple journeys, so multiple rides, or a day ticket, or weekly ticket, or a group ticket. However, the Deutschland-Ticket, which is the 49 euro ticket, which is currently what almost everyone in Germany uses, it makes a whole world of difference. It gives you access for unlimited ride, unlimited use of the different transport systems, so the S-Bahns, the U-Bahns, the buses, and the regional trains. This does not include the speed trains, the fast trains, the long distance, which is the ICE and the IC. This 49 euro ticket does not cover that, but every other one, the buses and the rest of them, is covered by the 49 euro ticket. Really, really, really beautiful. And it makes a lot of sense, of course, if you're staying long term. But if you're only visiting, say for a couple of days, and you've looked at your itinerary, you have looked at what you're doing for that period, it will make sense to really weigh if it makes sense to buy the 49 euro ticket, or if it will be much more cost effective for you to just buy the day ticket, or a single ride ticket, or or a week ticket, or a group ticket. So while the 49 euro ticket is a great thing, it's also great that you bear in mind, if you don't need it, then you don't have to buy it. Now, talking about purchasing your ticket, you can get your tickets from ticket machines that you find all over the place. The bus stations, the train stations, you'll find these ticketing machines every single place. You can also buy the tickets from the transport office at one of the major stations. So you get there, if for example in Hamburg, you get to the train station, you can just find the office for HVV, in German is Haferfall, and you go there and you can buy your ticket there. Alternatively, you can buy your tickets online on the Cities app, or on Deutsche Bahn app. You can buy your tickets online, so on the mobile app you can do that there. You don't have to go buy your tickets in person. Next thing is validating your ticket. Lots of tickets have to be validated before use, especially if you're using the paper ticket, depending on the city, of course. For some cities you don't have to do that, but in a lot of cities you have to validate your ticket. Most cities, actually, to be fair. You see these small machines. I don't know what the name of the machines are, but you find them at entrances for the stations, for buses, for the trams, for different points, where you can then stamp this ticket and it is valid for use. Sometimes when a control person stops you, you have a paper ticket, and they check your ticket and it is not validated, you can still be fined for that, for not having your ticket validated. It's assumed that you don't actually have a ticket, even though you have a ticket. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it works. But if your ticket is a mobile ticket, is an online ticket, then of course there's no way to put it in the machine to validate it, so you can't do that. Personally, that's why I love to get online tickets, because you don't have to go through the hassle of all of this stuff. It's on your phone. Whenever they come, they scan it, they look at your ID if they want to look at it. Most times they don't, but sometimes they might want to just look at it to verify, and case closed. Now, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up, this would be a good time to do so. And if you found this video useful, you might want to consider subscribing for more content like this. Now, how do you identify stops and stations? For buses and trams, look out for the H signs. For the U-Bahn stations, look out for the U signs. The underground entrances are marked by these huge U logos so you won't miss it. Same thing applies for the S-Bahn. The stations are marked, the entrances are marked with the S sign, the S logo. You cannot miss it, but look out for it, and then you know that this is where the S-Bahn is, this is where the U-Bahn is, this is a bus station or a tram station, you know. Now to my tips for using public transportation. Number one, plan your route in advance. Google Maps are very helpful, even though it would be great to also look at this on maybe say DB app if you are doing a very long distance journey. So long distance journey, you can do your DB app search, plan your journey. That's the important thing. If it's a short distance, the Google map is very helpful. Plan your journey, arrive at your station on time. People make jokes about Deutschland coming late, but trust me, a lot of time they come super early and you don't want to be. There is nothing as painful as missing your bus or train or tram or whatever just when you got there. So I would advise that you're there at least 5 minutes before the time for you to leave. You don't even want to be in a hurry, you know, you don't want to run and all of that. So get there on time. Bear in mind that on the S-Bahn, U-Bahn and buses, the lines go both ways. This means same line, same number going to and also going through. So you need to be sure the particular direction that you're headed. Your map will tell you what direction you're headed to. When you see that name, go to the information board and just look at it and be sure that this is the right station that you should be at. While riding on the bus, train, tram, or whatever it is, you would see the upcoming stations displayed on the info screen inside the bus or inside the tram or whatever it is. So that could let you know, okay, when you're alighting or if you're nearby, if you're close, or if you have possibly missed your stop. Also, have your ticket with you at all times. This is especially for those who have paper tickets because that is very easy to forget. Have your ticket at all times. I generally prefer to have the mobile tickets because it's difficult to forget your mobile tickets if it's in your phone, you know, because most often than not, you won't forget your phone except you forget your phone. Anyway, if you don't have your tickets with you when the control guys come to check for tickets, you will be fined a fine of €60 for that and the embarrassment of it. So please make sure that you're not forgetting your ticket. With all of this, I hope you're able to navigate the public transportation here in Germany much more easily. Until I see you next time, do have a fantastic day. Bye.